What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and this is going to be a very serious video. We're going to be talking about child abuse and video games as an art form. I'm going to be covering these topics in depth for this one video, so be aware, be ready. As you can tell, I'm not wearing my normal DreamcastGuy hat because today I want to come to you as myself, Max. Right now, there's talk about possibly censoring an upcoming PlayStation 4 game called Detroit Become Human. This is a very cinematography-style game where you're basically playing through a series of short stories that show these androids waking up and becoming self-aware and kind of deciding what their place in society is. We see like a worker robot deciding whether or not to try and free some other androids and stuff like that. One of the scenes that we've now gotten to witness is that it will be a maid android, and her job is to take care of this little girl. And the little girl is very clearly being physically, emotionally abused by her father, what looks to be her father. And depending on our choices, we have to decide whether to run away with the little girl, possibly try and intervene in the abuse, turn a blind eye, or possibly even kill the father. Some of the options shown are actually you getting a gun and killing the father, something that would override like an android's primary programming. People are calling this very sick and disgusting and saying that they're playing up on real-life events and that this doesn't handle it well. I want to speak as somebody who has gone through very bad abuse as a kid and say that I am very glad that this is being put in the game. When I was young, I was beaten a lot and starved and just really bad things. Locked in my room, had my doorknob replaced with a padlock so I couldn't leave without permission, having my belongings smashed in front of me, stuff that really affects you long term. And during these times, on several occasions, I tried to get help. I tried to talk to adults. I tried to find somebody who could help me because even as a little kid, sometimes it can be hard to know what's going on is wrong or right. Like as a little kid, you're programmed to see adults as the good guys, as the people who are supposed to protect you. And sometimes I'd go to like people at school and try and explain the physical abuse at home and why I was so thin, and nobody would help me. Nobody. No matter how many times I reached out, everybody just said it's not a big deal, or like, you know, it happens, it's fine, there's nothing we can do. And that really affected me because it kind of made me realize that, like, life doesn't really help people sometimes. Like, occasionally, you just have to go through the worst stuff ever and hope you survive it. And I feel like Detroit Become Human, the reason I'm such a big fan of this story that it looks like they're showing is I feel like the reason a lot of times people don't help others when they're stuck in a bad situation is because they don't know how. There's all sorts of studies that show like a woman being beaten by her boyfriend on the street, people will just walk past it because they're afraid of intervening. Their mind doesn't know how to react to this situation. They don't know how to save this person. But I'm a big fan of the idea of the fact that if you role play something first, you're able to do it more efficiently. Cops run through all sorts of scenarios back to back to back to back to back. They do training for thousands of hours. That way when stuff does go badly, they can rescue people and get as many people out alive as they can. I feel like this video game could provide that service. I feel like by playing through a story of a caregiver who is witnessing very dramatic physical abuse, it trains the player in a way to know how to react and know how to help this person out. These aren't just little choices. To me, this happened. This is real life stuff that right now kids are stuck in. And adults, if they saw it, would want to help but not know how. I think that having a video game that lets you sort of rehearse rescuing a kid from an awful situation that they themselves can't be saved from is really important. Something like that I'm no joke, no exaggeration, it can save lives. People can become more accustomed to the idea of confronting an abuser, or even if you don't dramatically kill an abusive dad like this game is having you do, it can help you be more mentally prepared for actually stepping in or calling the cops or alerting the correct people that can actually get this child saved and as quick as possible. So this is just my 2 cents, and I know I'm coming from a very personal place, which is not exactly unbiased, but I just want to say that as somebody who has been through that dark tunnel, I think that this game is good, should not be censored, and I think it appears to be handling it well. I fully want to purchase this game, support this studio, and play it for myself. I will realistically probably cry while I play these levels, and it will be difficult for me, but I think it's important to see these scenarios. I feel like video games don't just have to be about fun adventures in Mario. They can also help us understand that, you know, like dark days can be brighter if one person helps you out. Okay, well, I'm being a big emotional wreck. I apologize. I'm sure this video came out weird. Thank you so much for watching. Keep dreaming. Sorry, let me try and be a little bit happy there. Keep dreaming. Seriously, thank you for watching. Sorry.